Hi YouTube. Well, I finally got laid. I had sex with a girl who was not a hooker. Hookers, of course, don't count. I banged 88 hookers and went raw with 18 of them, and none of them count. Now actually, it was a straight MMF threesome. I found the couple online. I drove to the other side of the city at nearly 4 a.m. The girl was in her 30s, the guy older. I had to use a condom, which really dampened the feeling. And it was alright. I found it pretty awkward. Just like going to the gangbang, which I did earlier in the year. Because the couple was in control, everything was on their terms, but at the same time, I'm expected to be kind of assertive and not just passive. And so I ended up seeming even more shy and reserved and awkward than normal compared to when I'm with one girl. At least compared to a gangbang, you get more action time in a threesome. Now, how did I achieve this? Well, there was the car. The marginal cost of the trip was quite low. It probably cost around $22 in fuel. Obviously, it's quite a big SUV that uses a lot of fuel, so if you have an economy car, it'll use even less. The same trip by Uber would have cost at least $150, and likely a lot more because of the night surcharges, maybe $200 or $250. Also, I didn't have to be worried about being stuck somewhere with no way to get out quickly, which in the past I have avoided some opportunities, like someone wanted me to go to a park in the middle of the night, and like, what happens if they're scammers, they're looking to jump me, and if there's any dodgy situation or negative situation, I need to be able to get out quickly. You're dealing with strangers, stranger danger, you know. So having a car, you know you're not going to be stranded waiting for the Uber or whatever. You can get out of there quickly. I was able to take a chance on this random offer at very short notice because I had the car. That's what cars give you. They give you the freedom, the spontaneity, and the short travel time. They allow you to take these sorts of opportunities. I might expand on the car aspect in another video, but I definitely think that the car served its purpose in terms of allowing me to get laid by giving me that flexibility. Now, how did I get noticed on the website? I guess I'm going to be doxed here, but I was able to look like I had a massive cock and a decent six-pack without any Photoshop or any special lighting. I was just in the right part of the room for the light to hit right. And I was pretty slim at the time, but not slim enough for a proper six-pack. Now, I think the small size of my body, with my legs being small and my torso and my whole frame being small, that contrasts with the size of my cock. It makes my cock look huge, even though it's like slightly above average. The length is like 6.25, 6.5 or something. I mean, in real life, sure, those hookers say I've got a big cock. They say it's bigger than their other customers. Well, a lot of their customers are Asians and overweight middle-aged dudes, where all the fat is probably covering up everything. So, I don't know. I think the cock pics, they work with couples. They're not going to work with normal people. But that's a different scene. So, well, basically, I was willing to put pictures up, and I was willing to drive to the other side of the city in the middle of the night, like 3:45 in the morning, traveling almost 60 kilometers to have sex with a complete stranger. Now, I have used the term incel in the past on this website, on this YouTube channel, although really I'm not part of the incel community. I'm not associated with any of those sorts of people. Now, one of the old references back when I first discovered this community was CAAMIB, his site, like Co-Alpha or something. I'll link it. The definition of incel had something about it being chronic. Like, just because you get laid once doesn't necessarily mean you're not an incel anymore. But I'm not sure I'll use the label anymore. I guess I'm now just a lonely guy who can't get a girlfriend and who can't get a regular hookup, who can't bang someone my own age in like a normal situation. Obviously it's bad for SEO because people search for incel. Like the last video I made, that probably got a lot of hits because of the title, even though the content, well, there was some short content. Of course, many big names in the incel community are not actually incels and do get laid, often regularly. Now, what's next for me? See, this doesn't actually change anything in the real world. It doesn't change the fact that I can't get a normal girlfriend or hook up or even one date. The sexual market for couples and assorted alternative stuff is quite different, and that opportunity might have been a one-off. It is pretty difficult to organize anything on there, so I might not be able to get any more. I don't think I'm going to be getting laid consistently through this source, so I think I'm still going to keep on having to do self-improvement and try and become more attractive to find a normal girl, a hookup with a normal girl, a date with a normal girl, a relationship with a normal girl, or even not even a normal girl, just a girl who isn't in a threesome. Also, I want to find a couple that I can bang the girl raw, because condoms suck. I'll probably still go with hookers. I mean, I found a girl who's not old who'll let me bang her raw and come inside, and like she's around my age. So in terms of hookers, I mean, I don't have everything that I want in that scene, but I have options that are physically satisfying for me, that can kind of help meet my needs. And there's always the old ladies as well. But, you know, the search goes on. I'm probably going to hit up Tinder a bit more. And Tinder is absolutely dead now. I spent like $65 on a super boost. I think it got me 5 or 10 matches. But I used to get a decent amount of matches with boost. Well, not a decent amount, but yeah, like Tinder gets worse and worse. Like back in the early days, back when I first encountered Tinder in like late 2014 and 2015, like I matched really hot girls, young girls. God, some of them were stunners, but I couldn't even talk to them. I really should have taken advantage of that at the time. Oh God, I'm rambling now. We got to keep this short. So I probably need to think of what direction I'm going to take this in. As always, I'm always thinking about filming new videos. I'll try to get something uploaded eventually, so I might not be regular, but I'll try and make some content for you all, so stay tuned. And yeah, well, that's about it. So I got laid by a girl who's not a hooker in an MMF threesome, a straight MMF threesome. Thank you. See you next time.